Well, October is an historical month for LEGO. We are getting the release of the Death Star, which is the first ever $1,000 LEGO set. But there's more coming out in October than just that. There are a lot of other sets, including some Christmas sets and various licensed sets, even some idea sets. So in this video, we're going to break down the new releases, but we're also going to talk about some of the gifts with purchase that could be available, as well as the possibility of double insiders points. We're going to break all of this down so that you can get the best value for your money from LEGO and LEGO.com in the month of October. Okay, we're going to talk about the big one first, and that is the Botanicals Pink Bouquet of Roses. Okay, not really, although that is available starting on October 1st and is nearly identical to the original Bouquet of Roses and will set you back $60. But I really am talking about, of course, the Death Star, the slice of the Death Star, whatever you want to call it. And it's definitely historic because it is the first $1,000 LEGO set. It has the most minifigs of any system set that we've ever seen, and it just has a lot going on with it. Now, we put out a video where we argued that we hope the set fails. I'm not going to rehash all of that. Some of you agree with me, some of you do not. There were some great comments and discussions going on that video. If you want to check it out, you can, right up there. But suffice to say that this is definitely an intriguing set when you think about the economics of LEGO, the opinions on LEGO, Star Wars fans, the Star Wars fan community, the adult LEGO fan community. All those things you definitely see active with the discussion about this set. What I will say is it's definitely cool, and I understand what LEGO is going for here by not giving the spherical Death Star, even though that is what a lot of fans would expect if you say Death Star. But it is a practical solution. It's much more displayable on a wall or a large shelf, and it does have a lot of pieces. I personally don't think it is $1,000 worth of cool, but I know that there's certainly an audience out there, and I look forward to see how successful that set is. But it is not the only Star Wars set coming out in October, because there is a gingerbread AT-AT, which I think looks really, really cool. It's got the nougat color for the gingerbread. It has white tiles for the icing. It has the 1x1 round tiles for candies, candy canes as lasers, and it even has some of those melted ice type pieces, the frosting pieces on top of the feet, which I think is a great, great touch. But even more interesting to me is the minifig. It's a gingerbread Darth Vader, fully decked out in the gingerbread garb, including a fantastic looking cape. And for those of you who complain about Star Wars pricing, this one actually is pretty decent. It's pretty affordable set in terms of the number of pieces and price, with almost 700 pieces for $60 US. Now, I do want to mention that if you get the Death Star from October 1st to October 7th, there is a TIE Fighter gift with purchase available that fits nicely into the Death Star set. There are some additional licensed sets coming out in the month of October, and we'll begin that by looking at a Brickheadz from the Fortnite theme. We've got Drift and Raven, which is going to be the first time we see Fortnite Brickheadz available for purchase, if I recall correctly, because the first two that have been available were gifts with purchase. There's also a new Brickheadz coming from the Stranger Things theme, featuring Mike, Dustin, Will, and Lucas. This is the first time in 3 years that we're getting a Stranger Things set, after we had the 11 and Demogorgon Brickheadz in 2022, and of course we had the Upside Down in 2021. So that is a fantastic sign that we're seeing some more Stranger Things sets, or at least one Stranger Things set, and I look forward to possibly seeing some more in the future. Hopefully. There are also two new Wednesday sets coming out. There is Things Department, which looks like a very interesting combination of different mini builds inside of a chest. It comes in at $90 US for just over 800 pieces and one mini doll, which doesn't strike me as a particularly good deal. It also kind of reminds me of the Quidditch trunk from Harry Potter back in 2021, which I thought was a little awkward. It was small and not all that impressive. This one strikes me as potentially a bigger build, but not that much bigger. So I'm curious to see what this looks like when it is built in person. A second Wednesday set is Morticia's Cottage, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that name correctly because I don't watch the show, but it is a bit more expensive at $110 US. You get just over 1,000 pieces and 4 mini dolls, but it does look kind of small. I'm not sure it's really a $100+ set. There is this really cool stained glass window that's included, and I'm not sure if it's a sticker or a printed piece. If it is printed, that would be a great addition to your parts collection. One more license set that I want to talk about is an idea set. It is Gizmo from the Gremlins movie. This is one that's pretty exciting for a lot of fans because it's the first time we've seen anything Gremlins related since 2016, and we had a Dimensions pack that came with an actual minifigure of Gizmo. This one is a buildable Gizmo. It will run $110, but it comes with 1,125 pieces, albeit no minifigs. There is a second idea set coming out on October 1st, and it is the minerals, and it comes on a little shelf that you can build, and a lot of different really cool building techniques to form the minerals. This one is an affordable idea set, much more affordable than the usual sets that we get in that theme, at $60 US and 800 pieces. I'm going to save potentially my favorite set for the end, but now I want to talk about the Christmas releases because I think there's some really interesting sets there. And we're going to start with the Christmas ornaments, the snowman ornaments that come in a very affordable set, not a ton of pieces, but kind of charming in how they're built. And of course, they can be hung on the Christmas tree. Another one that I think is fascinating and might be a popular one is the gingerbread house. This one has over 500 pieces and comes in at $40 US. And the nice thing about this is that you can fold it open and closed. So opening it up provides more length to the display if you want to put it in a Winter Village set or on a shelf or as a Christmas decoration, but you can close it up as well. There also is an interior which has a very small kitchen, a bed in the upstairs, a fireplace, maybe some seating arrangements for Santa, and it comes with the Santa Claus minifig that we've seen released a few times over the last few years with the dual molded legs. Another popular set I think is going to be the upscaled Santa minifig. The upscaled minifigs tend to be popular, and this one checks off all of the right boxes. It's got some different features than other upscale minifigs with the beard and the hat, and it's also Santa, so it's got the holiday theme to it. The price is also pretty decent, similar to the other similar sets, at $55 for 761 pieces. It does include some nice printed elements. The annual Winter Village set is the Holiday Express train, which is one that I know a lot of fans might be disappointed about if you have the last Winter Village train, but a lot of fans probably don't have that. There's so many new fans to LEGO over the last over 10 years since that one was released, especially in the post-COVID era. Plus, there are fans that grew up with LEGO that now have more disposable income that may not have purchased that set when it was available. So LEGO's designed, I think, a pretty nice train that is also historic in that it comes with the first ever 3D printed LEGO piece in the form of this little train right here. Now, this one isn't quite as good of a deal as some of the more recent Winter Village sets in the terms of the price per piece ratio, because it is $130 US for a little over 1,000 pieces. But it does come with 16 curved track pieces that are preformed, and I think that it's a decent value. It's not awful, it's not great, but certainly allowable in my opinion because of all the tracks that you get with it. This is one that I think could be popular, so if you're interested in getting it, make sure you check that out for the right deal. The last Christmas set coming out in October that I'm going to talk about is the Family Christmas Tree, which is billed as a build-together set. You can put together a huge, over 3,100 piece tree that serves as a Christmas decoration. The tree itself is three-sided with an open back that shows off a kitchen area on one level and a command center on another. The bigger appeal to some fans will be the minifigs and accessories, which include some new plush toys, a green classic space helmet and air tanks, as well as a green castle helmet and a wrapping paper with bow decoration on a shield. The box is a bit unique in that it's designed so that you can store different build sections of the set when you tear it down for your Christmas decorations and store it. But this one is really expensive at $330 US, and honestly, I'm not too familiar with Christmas decorations that cost that much money, so it's one that we're going to be passing on. The last two items I'm going to talk about are the ones that I'm most excited for, and the first one is the Game Boy. This is a really cool looking model that uses some fantastic building techniques based on what I can tell from the images. So the build experience looks to be fantastic. There are also a lot of printed elements to this, which I think add to the look and feel of the set, including a couple of different screens that you can swap in and out for different games. This one is not great when it comes to the price per piece ratio at $60 for a little over 400 pieces, but I think the printed elements make up for that. Still, it's affordable in the sense that it doesn't cost a lot of nominal dollars, and I think that's going to be pretty popular when it becomes available this upcoming month. The last one I'm going to talk about is the Build a Minifig selection, which I don't normally pay that close attention to, but they are including this really cool looking acoustic guitar, and I love musical instruments, Lego musical instruments as well, and this one is one that I'm curious to pick up. I'd like to maybe snag one sometime in October. So far, the only gift with purchase that I'm aware of is the Luminous Ghost, which is available for $120 or 120 euro spent on any theme. This one doesn't strike me as strong of a gift with purchase as the pumpkin from last year, but it does have a light up brick and I think 176 pieces, which puts it around that $20 value. So it's not a bad thing if you like the ghost thing, and it's got some other mini builds along with it. There, however, might be, if you look at precedent, an opportunity for double insiders points at LEGO during the month of October. If you look back at 2024, 2022, and 2021, I was able to find announcements that there would be double insiders or double VIP points during the month of October. And I think it came at different points in time during the month. It's also possible, because I saw this in previous years, that LEGO will reintroduce a gift with purchase to sweeten the pot for those double points purchases. So be on the lookout for that, because it's a great way to get some cash back as well as maybe a better gift with purchase if the Luminous Ghost isn't one that you're interested in and you're not buying the Death Star to get the TIE Fighter. So are we buying anything in October? Honestly, maybe not. We had pretty expensive months in June, August, and September. I'm saving up some money to try to get the Arkham Asylum, so that's on the to be purchased list. I'm still saving up money to get the Avengers Tower. That's one that's on my list. I temporarily forgot what the name of that set was. But those are two that I'm looking at maybe getting before the end of the year, and I'm going to wait for the right time to make those purchases. So it is possible that if there's a double VIP points, or sorry, double insiders points, and a good gift with purchase, that I'll get the Arkham Asylum in October. But that'll be later on, and it's depending on whether or not there's an opportunity to get a good deal on that. There are some sets that I'm really interested in. The ones that I like the most would include the Gingerbread AT-AT, the Gingerbread House, the Upscaled Santa, the Stranger Things Brickheadz, the Game Boy, and some of the accessories from the Build a Minifig selection. None of them really rate as must-have for me or us, except maybe the Game Boy, but I'm perfectly fine waiting on that because I don't think it's one that I need to get on September 1st. I don't think it's going to drive a lot of views to the channel, and so I like to wait on some of those sets to get a better deal on them rather than picking them up on day one. Besides the fact that I'm really busy on October 1st this month, so hey, it's okay. I don't have to go to the LEGO store on the 1st of the month. It's also Julia's birthday, so we're going to hopefully be celebrating that as well. So that is the lowdown on all of the sets that are being released in October. There's not a ton of them, but it is historic due to the first $1,000 LEGO set, the first 3D printed LEGO piece ever being released, and there are some opportunities for deals, so make sure you pay attention to what's coming down the road for double insiders points and any gifts with purchase associated with that. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and always remember to keep building together.